Hello, friend. How are you doing? I think we won't be doing any service if we don't talk about Wendy William. I think most of you would know who she is. I do not have to give her any, explanation on what she does and all of that, who she was, what she stands for, because this is a legend. If you talk about entertainment, especially gossip, but also having so many sources that will actually give her the scoop and the news on what is happening in your favorite celebrities, especially the well known ones where you would not even think of getting anything, even if you interview them. But Wendy William was that. He was that legend that would actually have the story. Some stories you wouldn't believe at first, but then you end up realizing that, you know what, if you're a fan, you realize that the stories that she would bring were actually true because it will take some time and then the story will actually break out and be like, no, 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 no. This is the same story that was actually reported by Wendy William. Enough of that. We had not so good news. I mean, let me just start by saying we all knew that Wendy Williams was not okay. She was not feeling well. And let me tell you, some people like me, I felt like it was I followed everything about Wendy Williams, including the divorce, her, health issues and all of that. But I did not want to report on it because I was like, you know, sometimes you feel like when it comes to health issues and the reporting also, you felt like it was very skewed. And we were talking about, a human being that has made um, so much difference in our lives, because even if it meant that it was just gossip and news, but also it gave us the platform. She actually gave us the platform to talk about celebrities and to know that actually you can talk about them. And here we are. And let me tell you, a lot of YouTubers actually have actually made a lot of money based on the scoop that you would get from Wendy Williams, especially those that are based overseas. I'm in Africa. That's why I'm saying this. But here we are. So yesterday I heard the news and I was so sad because it really hurt me to think of Wendy Williams was just doing her job to start with. Like if you're a journalist, you'll go and report on things that people don't want you to report on. You could put your own source and your own, when I say source, I mean your style of reporting. Wendy Williams, we all knew what was her style. But I don't think Wendy Williams was a bad person. She wasn't, but she was just doing her job and she had a way of reporting. That's why she had so much following. People that, would actually go to a show, make sure that they embrace her, make sure that they show the love in public. So obviously, the fact that there were people that were watching a show and she had so many viewers that were watching, so the viewership also grew as time went by. So definitely, Wendy Williams was the it girl, and she had an experience on radio. She started with radio, and I heard that she was actually told to leave, you know. And after that, she was like, okay, no, it's fine. And then she got this show. And you can imagine Wendy Williams on not just on YouTube, but on podcast in 2024. She would kill it. But nonetheless, we are here now. And we hope that she will definitely come back. But this is what we had yesterday. I was just trying to give you a very brief, I'm hoping that it was brief, my friend, very brief understanding of who Wendy is and who Wendy is, especially to most of us that are, abiding YouTubers and people that are in the media as well, at large, what the role that Wendy played. I mean, here in Africa, we all know who Wendy is and what Wendy stood for. This is what we had. According to a press release, this is from the People. The former talk show host, who's 59, received her diagnosis last year, and her medical team said the conditions have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. We all know. The fact that she was off air we knew that something was not right, but not to this extent. Wendy is still able to do many things for herself, the team said in a statement. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor. We all knew she had a sense of humor. We miss her. Her sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure she is protected and that her needs are addressed. She is appreciative of the many kind thoughts and good wishes being sent her way. According to Mayo Clinic, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate. Maybe let me just tell you exactly how did we get to this. Apparently, Wendy has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and what is it called, my friend? Front Frontotemporal dementia. Okay, dementia, friend, but that one, FTD. Okay, which is what her medical team has actually announced. So I just wanted to make sure that we understand what we're talking about, because now we're getting into the clinic that actually gave the diagnosis. According the clinic that actually gave the explanation on what the diagnosis is all about and what it entails. According to Mayo Clinic, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate and can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. So you can imagine for someone like Wendy to lose her speech, not to be able to understand the language as it's spoken, not to be able to write, not to be able to communicate as in verbal communication. This really, really, really is the worst thing that can happen to her, because this is her life. Her career is all about conversations, talking, language, writing, verbal conversations, whether it's audio releases and all of that. But that's how Wendy, that's her job. But also, how is she gonna be able to be in charge of her life if she's got this type of a disease that who knows maybe has actually progressed as we speak. So that's what the whole disease, that's what the disease is all about. And you can imagine what it feels to be Wendy, because now and then I'm sure she does get to herself and realize that, no, man, this is not me. What happened? You know? So the group adds that the condition typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or a head injury, but it can also come on gradually from a slow growing brain tumor or a disease that causes progressive permanent damage, also called degenerative. You know what? Progressive, damage. Frontotemporal dementia, that one, FTD, is an all-encompassing term for a group of brain disorders that threatens the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain. This means that parts of these lobes atrophy, and the shrinking of these areas can cause speech issues, emotional problems, and changes in personality. Other symptoms can include loss of motor skills, problems in walking, swallowing, or muscle spasms. Symptoms tend to get worse over time. Patients typically begin to notice symptoms between 40 and 65 years of age, but it can affect people who are younger. It is the most common form of dementia for people under 60. This is sad. I'm just not going to go through everything because, I mean, yeah, this is very sad. But according to, apparently, Wendy has been working with specialists at this medical clinic center. Sure, 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 sure. And I mean, we all know Wendy has dealt with a number of ongoing health issues, including Graves' diseases, lymphedema, and alcohol abuse. We all know that. She entered a facility to treat these conditions and issues in April 2023 and has been, and as we speak, Wendy has got, someone who was appointed by a court who is a legal guardian. And I'm not going to mention her name, but yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Mm. And luckily, her niece actually came forward, who's also part of. There's a 2 point. I mean, 2 point. There's a two-part series called "Where Is Wendy," and that's where she speaks about her condition and also people around her and where she is in terms of her health and what is she doing and what has she been up to when she got all these issues that were affecting her health. I mean, also she lost her mother, she got divorced, so there's a lot of things that happened to Wendy, man. There's a lot. So her niece also is part of this documentary, and she was actually talking about it, and she said, you know, she feels like, her aunt is doing well. She sounds really good. To hear my aunt now in terms of just how clear she is, just how focused she is on the importance of family and the reality in terms of facing and understanding where she is at physically and mentally and emotionally. It's like a 180, said Alex, who is her niece. Alex, actually, I would say she's more than a niece to Wendy. She's been like her daughter, you know. And I understand that, which is allegedly that Alex is also a, what do you call it? Is also Wendy takes her like her daughter because she's a godmother to Alex. This is very, very bad. But also the family, I think, has been complaining about the fact that everything that was done, the process of getting this legal guardian was done without the family. The family cannot access Wendy except for Wendy calling them. They cannot call her. I mean, how cruel can that be? Even her son allegedly, he complained about the people that are around her. He felt like the people that are, not everyone that's around her is for all good for Wendy. This is very, very sad. You have your mom and the state takes control. I don't know. These things. How does that happen? You have a family. I mean, you still have a child, and you have your siblings, and the state just takes care. I don't know. I don't know. It's so sad though. It's so sad because they said there was a time when they had Wendy. I think it's for the Christmas season where Wendy was doing so well. They could even change the diet. So she was like not seeing anything like liquor and all of that because, as we all know, Wendy loved liquor. And even in this documentary, you see her, fighting and wanting her bottle, and she drinks a lot. So I think right now it's a question of, it's fine, this is where I am at, it's okay, there's nothing to live for. And I'm sorry to say that, but I suppose when you have an addiction, it gets to that point. Even if you don't mean it, you know that you have people that care for you. But I think it gets to that point where you're like, you know what? What's the point of living? What's the point of caring? So it's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. The two-part series is gonna be on Saturday and Sunday. So we hear what actually is going on, but what we've seen on the promo, it's very devastating. We also saw Black China or Angela, who happens to be one of her friends. Apparently, I don't believe this. I thought maybe they knew each other even before that. Apparently, they knew each other from 2020. I mean, which was yesterday. So, but then that's what the report said, but I don't believe in it, allegedly. So, yeah, you could see the bond between the two of them. But also, people are taking China for seeing Wendy as the mother figure when she's got situations and issues with her mother. Mother daughter issues, don't even try and get there because you'll never know. You will never know, unless you are wearing the same shoe. So just first wear the same shoe Be a mom to a daughter or be a daughter to a mom, then you understand. So I don't even want to get into that. But all I'm going to say is that we wish Wendy a very speedy recovery. And I hope that even the people that the family feels like they're not doing good to her, I wish they could change if that's the reality. They could just change, man. It is not worth it. We need to treat each other with respect. Wendy still has her child. She has a family. I mean, she has herself. She's still living. You cannot be treated like that. It is not fair. And especially Wendy has done so much for the entertainment industry. She's done so much for herself. Like she would say, all I wanted was to be famous. And I mean, she did get famous. We knew Wendy deep in South Africa, you know, which most of the people that are in the same industry, we don't know of them, but we knew of Wendy. So she did so well for herself. So to be treated like this, I think something has got to give. I think the family has got to be given a chance, even if there were issues between herself and the family. But I think now she also sees that they've actually let bygones be bygones, allegedly, if there were issues. But I think she needs to be with people that love her dearly, people that she was born with, and also her own biological child. I think that's what she needs right now, and love. And who knows, Wendy, I still believe that you can actually turn around and come back here and say, how you doing? And we will definitely watch your show. And I do feel that there's still so much hope, not just hope, but I believe that you'll come back. Thank you so much, my friend, for watching. What do you think when it comes to health, my friend? You are okay today and tomorrow you do not know what's going to happen. But also, can we just be human beings and also respect people, but also be loving, man? Just be a loving person. Thank you so much, my friend, for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. I shall see you on the next one.